I was thinking today about the artist's eye and how it's a gift and a curse in a sense. I think it's a gift because the artist's eye is the actual gift of being an artist more so than the skill, in my opinion. The skills like drawing and painting and sculpting and all that, you can learn those things. You can go from scratch, knowing nothing, and within a couple years, learn how to paint or draw pretty adequately. But in my opinion, that's not what makes someone an artist, and that's not the actual gift. I think the gift is the gift of actually being able to see. And what I mean by that is that when an artist looks at something, they're not looking at it literally. They see something beyond the surface, and they can look at something, for example, like a pile of trash and turn that into a sculpture. Or they can look at an insect and not see a pest, but see translucent wings or iridescent colors or something poetic in how it moves. That's the artist's eye. And I'm a portrait artist, and any portrait artist will tell you that it's so much more fun to paint or draw someone that's older or somebody that has an unusual face or an unusual body, something quirky about them, a ton of facial hair, or something that's striking, something that may get them ridiculed in their daily life. But to the artist, it's like, oh my God, like it's such a gift to be able to draw or paint somebody that's unusual in a certain way. And it's a gift and a curse because it's a gift, obviously, because it's something that's unique. It's something that separates the artist's eye from the average eye. But it's a curse because it can make you feel sometimes a misfit in your own society. Like you don't really understand why people think the way they do because you don't see it that way. For example, I was talking with somebody the other day about how it's unfortunate that everyone looks the same these days. Um, Not only because of AI, but there's so much pressure, there's so much collective terror over the idea of aging. And we don't, in Western society, respect our elders that people go to great lengths to look different from how they are supposed to look because that's how they were created. You There was an actress I was looking at the other day, and I didn't know it was her. And this is somebody that I've been looking at for decades. And they look so different because of the surgery that I had to really stare at them for a while and look at their mannerisms and things to like, oh yeah, 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 that's that actress. And I get it. I don't have a moral judgment against plastic surgery. My sadness is that we don't have respect for our own uniqueness. Like we would rather look young, which is a losing battle and a ridiculous battle because it's there's no way to win it. You're still aging. I don't care how much you want to stretch your skin. You can't stretch your cells. It is what it is. You were born at a certain date. You've got that hyphen in the middle, and then you've got an expiration date. All of us do. It doesn't matter how many surgeries you undergo or how much money you spend on creams and this kind of thing. But we're so hateful towards nature and towards, reality and towards aging and maturation and wisdom that we would rather all look the same. Just everybody looks the same. Everybody is some version of Kim Kardashian. Even women in their 20s are getting Botox and fillers and these things. And we don't know what these things are going to do to our bodies. And it just strikes me as sad because if they could see what I see when I look at a person, I don't see any of that. I don't see the wrinkles as bad. I see the wrinkles as beautiful. And I get that it's sad, the passing of time and that there can be the fear associated with that. I'm not immune to that. But I think it's to encourage us, when you see the wrinkles coming and the aging process, it's like it's a reminder that life is short and that it is meant to be lived. And rather than taking it as a bad thing, it's like a kick in the butt. Like, let's get off the couch and do something because you don't have all day, right? Um, But I was thinking about, the sadness of the fact that we only look at the exterior. And then I was meditating one day, and I'm a transcendental meditation practitioner, and I used their app, and a quote came up at the end that really has been nagging at my heart ever since I saw it. And the quote was, "We say the orange is sweet, even though the skin is bitter." Now, the point of that in the app was something else, but what spoke to me is the similarity of that quote to the Bible quote that says, "Man looks at appearances, but God looks at the heart." And I thought, man, those two quotes really go together, because when we say someone is beautiful, we don't actually know what we're talking about. We don't know when we look at somebody if they're beautiful or not. What's more accurate to say is that that person's appearance matches our society's decision of what beauty is. But we don't know if that person is beautiful. You don't know if someone is beautiful until you speak with them and interact with them and watch how they treat people and how they behave in stressful situations and so on and so forth. Same with wealth. We think someone is wealthy because we're looking at what label are they wearing, what restaurant are they in, what car are they driving. But we don't actually know, even with something like that, we don't actually know whether or not they're wealthy. They might have stolen it. They might be using credit cards. They might be on the verge of bankruptcy. We don't know, right? We're looking at appearances. And with Christmas coming up, I was thinking, it's so funny that we go to so much effort to wrap gifts and to use brightly colored paper, and to go to all this trouble to wrap things that we may or may not need. We don't know if what's inside of that brightly colored box with ribbons on it, is that going to bring any joy to our life, or is it just going to be stuff for the landfill? Is it going to be something that you're going to have to spend a couple of hours trying to return? Is it something that's just going to be forgotten in a couple months? You know what I mean? Like, what do we really value on Christmas? Is it really the stuff that's in that box? And we think that the bigger the box, oh, that must be the better box. And then when we open the box, like, what is it that brings us joy? Isn't it just the act of being together? Isn't it just, the whole ritual of giving things to people and sharing and spending time together, and you know um, carrying on traditions and listening to music and having good food, and even just being off work and being able to relax and do the things that we want to do? Like, isn't that what brings us joy? It's not the crap that's in the box, because with few exceptions, we don't need that stuff. Let's just be really, really gut level honest with ourselves. So I'm going to be thinking about that quote throughout the week and throughout the rest of the year, and in the upcoming year. We say that the orange is sweet, even though the skin is bitter. What if we just take that idea into 2025? What if we do our best to live by that this year? What would that look like?